Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to IL2 Battle of Stalingrad. Now, you saw it in a couple of videos that I posted up before that I'm actually greatly enjoying this title. I flew around a bit more over the past weeks, and it's really fun, which was obvious from the start, to be honest. The premise of this title and the promises of this title are very much distinct, and are something that I really greatly look forward to, and until now it's very much fun. Now, as you can see on the top right of our screen, the game is in early access. That means it currently is quite expensive to buy this game. To obtain access to the game, it's around $90, I believe it is, and it is a steep price. I believe there are a couple of reasons bounded to put to this price. We're not going to go into those too much, because today I want to have a look at one of the new updates that IL2 Battle of Stalingrad brought out. Now, what we have currently is, of course, you can simply have normal missions, trying to learn your aircraft and so on, and the multiplayer aspect. However, now they also added custom missions, which is something I want to have a look at right now, simply because I'm very much interested in how they develop this game and how they have that development process going on. They're very much open about what they're doing. They have regular developer updates, developer diaries, and so on, where they tell specifically what they have been doing and what their plans are. For example, I just learned that the Yak-1 will not be put into the multiplayer until a new German plane is in there as well. They release planes in pairs for the multiplayer. One plane for the Russian side, one plane for the German side, and I find that very admirable, really. I was very surprised to see that, actually. I hadn't heard of that before, even though I've been looking in this title for some time, and that really struck a soft spot on me, because I like that approach. Now, let's have a look at this quick mission builder and what we can do from it. And I also have a plan to make a little bit of a mission here for myself and fly it to show you guys Battle of Stalingrad. Now, one more thing I'd like to emphasize before we actually have a look at the quick missions is that this game, again, is in early access, and not all bugs or issues have been fixed out yet. Sometimes the frame rate takes a little bit of a hit when you have too many objects next to you, especially planes. Those are simply, early development problems, and they will be fixed when the eventual game comes out. So without further ado, let's have a look at these missions. So what you'll see here is obviously the map of, well, this Battle of Stalingrad, really. Now, the actual Stalingrad itself is, I believe, here, and we have, a big mission over here with various different planes that we can fly, as well as certain other missions where you can just choose the plane, the starting altitude, and how many enemy waves, as well as the experience from other players. And look at that, all the customization options and changes you used from the multiplayer and from the single player thus far are also here, so you can customize the enemy planes and your own plane, which is good. If the enemy Messerschmitt wants to have an armored windscreen, or if I want it to have an armored windscreen, I can just tick it here, and there we go. Now, let's try to find a nice little mission here. Actually, let's have a look at this. Oh, well, there's another map here. Oh, this is actually the multiplayer map. For those people who haven't looked at it just yet, this is the multiplayer map. Over here, roughly over here, is German spawn. Roughly over here is Russian spawn. And air spawn for the Russians is over here, and for the Germans is over here. That's just a quick note of what's going on in the multiplayer at the moment. Now, we can choose various engagements here. Choosing our planes, what we want to fly, and so forth. And I think we're going to fly Russian for this one, just because I want to have a little bit of a fight in the Yak-1. So I'm going to be choosing the Yak-1, and let's see what kind of stuff I can choose. Well, normal weapons setup here. We've got two 7.62s and one 20mm cannon. I can choose a couple of rockets or bombs. That's not really what I want. Or a new radio. I don't think that the radio is really necessary for what I am going to show off. So we're just going to choose the winter painting, and there we go. Let's have an enemy. F4. There we go. Let's make him into, shall we do random? Shall we actually, yeah, let's do random just to see what's going to happen. And settings, what do we want to give him? Let's keep the armament just as we are. Let's give him a little bit of a winter painting as well. remove his headrest so he can look around better. And there we go. Now at the same time, we can have a few ground targets here, as you can see, anti-air artillery, vehicles, and so on. Probably if you, for example, want to have a mission in the IL2, that is something you might want to consider adding a couple of ground targets, simply so you can use your rockets and bombs. So, for what we have today, we're going to uncheck all of those. In fact, let's set up just quickly an imaginary IL2 ground attack mission. No, I'm gonna fly that one, but just to see what we can kind of do. So let's give the enemy anti-air artillery. I'm not sure if this is actually for the enemy, but should we? Tanks, trees. You know, let's just give him everything. Let's make him absolutely complete. My own flight will be IL2. Oh, no, that's Yak-1. IL2s, there we go. I'll give it 4. Make average XP. Settings, let's give him a couple of rockets. And 6 bombs, 8 rockets, or 400 kilogram bombs. Yeah, let's do this. 400 kilogram bombs and 8 rockets. Winter painting scheme, of course. Rear turret, shall we give him a rear turret? Let's give him a rear turret. Starting altitude. Oh, well, we can also do runway, but let's do, just for the sake of it, 900 meters. Flight 2 escort fighters, let's give us 2 escorts. Average XP, settings, what can we give those? Let's keep them how they are. Winter painting. And the enemy has a couple of interceptors. Let's make a flight out of 2 German Bf-109s. And here we can also change the approach. You know what, let's make it a scramble. Yes, let's make it a scramble. Distance, that's very nice. We can also change that. I didn't see those options in the one-on-one. Let's make 8,000 meters. And they start off, well, it's scramble. I would think they would have the option for runway, but maybe that just overrides it. And let's give them also average XP. Settings, removed headrest, that's how I like my Bf-109. Winter painting with a green heart, making it a little bit better. And let's give them gun pots, because they knew we were coming. And there we go. That's a mission set up, and we could really start it right here if we wanted to. And I'm actually going to have a look at kind of mission setup like this as well in the future, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But for now, let's go back to what we had. Here we go, and start up this one. Weather and time, let's make time sometime in the early afternoon. There we go. Wind, a little bit of wind here. Turbulence, actually none. And weather, let's make it clear so we can actually have a view of the countryside and how it's all set up. Starting height, altitude, let's go for, actually I'm fine with 1,200 meters. And expert realism, there we go. So let's start this up and see what happens. So just before you go into the battle, you can actually change again your plane setup. So if you forgot anything, for example, if I by accident added ground units and I then think, oh, you know what, well, let's have a go at ground units, I could now load up rockets. Obviously we didn't do that. Well, here are those rockets. So we're just going to uncheck those and accept how the plane is and start. So then here we are now, Yak-1 fighting off against this Bf-109. Now the first thing I noticed is that both parties start extremely close to each other. They start, I think, between 2 or 3 kilometers at each other with a head-on situation. Now head-on, that's fine. I just thought that, you know, the distance between the 2 aircraft could maybe be a little bit extended, just to give the player a little bit of breathing space, you know, getting prepared. But then again, some people like being tossed in the action immediately without having much time to think, and that extra pressure might be good. Now, having my first combat sword here with the Yak-1, not very proficient with this plane just yet. I feel that I'm still a little bit too harsh on it, pulling too much on the stick in quite a few maneuvers. And I think you will also see that in this little clip here. I'm not going to be talking too much in this video. I want you guys to enjoy a little bit of IL2 BoS without my constant noise over it. I'm just going to speak a few words when it's required. Probably could have shot a little bit more there, to be honest. Especially in that last pass, might have hit him on the wing if I had pulled the trigger. Now at this point I'm not quite sure what this AI is actually up to. I believe that we chanced upon a rather weak AI here, having it set to random. Seems to be struggling to keep his plane in the air. Not sure if my first burst there maybe hit something, maybe even the pilot. It's possible, although I didn't see any debris or sparks on his fuselage. But if he wants to fly like this, be my guest. Slowly catching up to him here. And a little bit of a hit there. Now we come into the killing range. First shots are a miss. Firing cannons only at this point. Good hit on the wing. In fact, here we saw that the wing was still attached, but by this point here, half of it had snapped off, and that is something I quite like from the game. Sometimes it just, loosens up various parts of the aircraft and then it rips it off a couple of seconds later, which gives us a very realistic feel, and I quite enjoy that. And in our pass right here, we'll just see how difficult it is to control a plane with 1.5 wings, and the AI goes tumbling down towards his doom. So that was a quick look at the IL2 quick mission builder that they have added recently with development. Progress is ongoing. We are currently at 45% of completion, at least that's the official figure they give us. It's looking promising, very much so. The quick mission builder certainly is going to give us a new platform to learn various aircrafts, maybe set up a couple of scenarios, bigger battles between a player and a wing around the players, with AI battling around. It's a little nice addition there from the developers, and I'm definitely going to enjoy more of it. So as always guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments regarding this video or the upcoming title of IL2 Battle of Stalingrad, put them down in the question section below, and have a great day, good hunting, and see you in the sky.